Picture this, you're trying to renew your Texas vehicle registration, and suddenly, boom, you're hit with a hold. Why? Well, you missed your emissions test. If you own a car in the Lone Star State, skipping this step can lead to massive headaches. And we're talking immediate fines, traffic tickets, and basically a complete freeze on your registration. The rules have gotten kinda complicated lately, so let's dive right into this explainer and demystify the whole process. Right off the bat, this is literally the #1 question on everyone's mind. You've probably heard the rumors, or maybe you saw one of those viral posts claiming Texas completely did away with vehicle inspections. It's incredibly confusing for beginners and even longtime residents, but the stakes are high here. If you misunderstand these rules, you might find yourself stranded at the tax office window, unable to renew your tags. So here's our agenda for today's explainer. We'll cover the 2025 rule changes, figure out if you actually need testing, go over scheduling your appointment, take a look behind the scenes, discuss handling failures and waivers, and finally, outline your next steps. Section 1. The 2025 rule changes. Okay, so under House Bill 3297, which kicked in on January 1st, 2025, the old-school physical safety inspection, where they check your horn, the wipers, your brakes, that's totally gone for non-commercial vehicles. But to stay compliant with the Federal Clean Air Act, emissions testing is still very much a thing in heavily populated areas. Oh, and to make up for the lost revenue from those old safety checks, everybody now pays a new $7.50 inspection program replacement fee when renewing their registration. Section 2. Do you need testing? 17. That's the exact number of Texas counties currently mandated by the EPA to keep emissions testing going. So, if you live in one of these major metropolitan non-attainment areas, you absolutely must pass this test. We're talking the massive Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, the Houston, Galveston-Brazoria area, the Austin area, including Travis and Williamson counties, and El Paso. And hey, take a really close look at the bottom of that list. Bucks County, home to San Antonio, officially joins the club in just a few months, starting November 1st, 2026. But hold on, it doesn't just depend on where you live, it also depends on what you drive. Let's narrow this down. The test applies to gasoline-powered vehicles that are between 2 and 24 years old. Got a brand new car off the lot? You're exempt for the first 2 years. Drive an electric-only vehicle, a diesel truck, a motorcycle, or a sweet classic car that's 25 years or older? You are entirely exempt from emissions testing. Section 3. Scheduling your appointment. All right, let's get into the actual logistics. First, jump online and use the official Texas DPS Vehicle Inspection Locator. Just plug in your zip code. Then, you've got to decide your game plan. You've got drive-up spots like Take 5 or State Inspection King. Super convenient, sure, but if you go during peak hours or the end of the month, you could be stuck in line for an hour. Alternatively, book a scheduled appointment at a dealership or local garage. If you go that route, book early because those specific slots vanish fast. And remember, you can only take this test within 90 days of your registration expiring. Now, when you actually pull up to the station, make sure you're prepared. Bring your vehicle, obviously, along with valid proof of Texas liability insurance and your payment. Here's a quick pro tip. Some appointment-based shops literally require you to email a copy of your insurance card up front just to lock in your time slot. So definitely have that digital copy ready to go on your phone. As local real estate professional Tammy Price wisely notes here, planning really helps minimize the inconvenience. If you're a new Texas resident or you're just juggling multiple family cars, the scheduling scramble is real. Staggering your tests or just setting up a simple family calendar can literally save you from a massive headache at the end of the month when multiple stickers expire at the exact same time. Section 4. Behind the scenes. Okay, a lot of people get super confused by the costs, so let's break it down. You don't actually pay the whole fee at the shop. You pay a specific testing fee right to the station for their labor, usually $18.50 in DFW and Houston, or $11.50 down in Austin and El Paso. Then, later on, when you're renewing your registration online with the state, you'll see a separate $2.75 state emissions fee added to your cart, plus that new $7.50 replacement fee we talked about earlier. For practically any vehicle made in 1996 or newer, the whole core of this test is the OBD2 scan. Think of it like a quick medical checkup, but for your car's internal computer. The inspector isn't going to tear your engine apart. They're simply plugging a little scanner into a port right under your dashboard to talk to your vehicle's health monitors. The whole thing takes maybe 15 minutes. They verify your VIN, do a quick visual check just to make sure your catalytic converter and gas cap are actually there, and then run that scan. They're making sure your readiness monitors are complete, and most importantly, looking for fault codes. And listen to me on this one. This is a massive tip. If your check engine light is glowing on your dashboard, do not even bother going to the shop. An active check engine light is an automatic, non-negotiable failure. Save your time and get it fixed first. Section 5. Handling failures and weavers. So, what if you don't pass? Let's look at the usual suspects. Beyond that check engine light, you might actually fail just for a loose gas cap, which thankfully is a super cheap fix. Another huge trap? Incomplete readiness monitors. Basically, if you just replaced your car battery or cleared an old code, your car's computer resets its memory. You actually have to drive the car around for a few days, going through a full drive cycle at different speeds, just to get those monitors back to ready before a station can successfully test it. Now, if you've really tried to fix the car and it's still failing, the state does throw you a lifeline with waivers. The low mileage waiver is perfect if you drive under 5,000 miles a year. You just need to prove you spent at least $100 on emissions-related repairs. The individual vehicle waiver requires proof that you spent at least $600, or $450 if you're out in El Paso, trying to fix the specific emissions issue. But please pay close attention to this warning, because it's a huge bureaucratic trap. If you're going for one of those financial waivers, your repairs absolutely must be done by a recognized emissions repair technician at an official facility. If you just have your buddy fix it in his driveway, or you use an uncertified shop, only the cost of the physical parts will count toward that $600 threshold. Your labor costs won't mean a thing to the state. Section 6. Your next steps. Once you pass, the inspector is going to hand you a printed piece of paper called a Vehicle Inspection Report, or VIR. Guard this thing closely. Shove it right in your glove box. The station is supposed to upload your passing results to the state database, but honestly, sometimes there's a lag of a day or two. Keeping that paper proves you passed if you happen to get pulled over or if you need to go to the tax office in person before the digital system updates. Otherwise, just hop online at texas.gov, finish your renewal, and your new sticker will show up in the mail. Let's do a really quick recap. Find out if your county even requires testing, make absolutely sure your check engine light is off, book a spot using the Texas DPS locator, pass that quick 15-minute OBD2 scan, and use your passing report to renew your tags online. It's truly that straightforward once you have the right info. Just a quick disclaimer though, state rules and fees can always evolve, especially with Bexar County jumping on board in 2026, so always verify the exact current policies with the Texas DMV and DPS when you start planning your test. So I'll leave you with this. Is your car's internal health monitor actually ready to pass the Texas 2-step? Don't wait until the literal last day of the month. Go turn your car on, check your dashboard today, and take action before that sticker expires. If you found this explainer helpful, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and definitely share this with anyone who's still confused by the new Texas vehicle rules. Thanks for learning with me today.